This may look surprising to you, but it shouldn't be. Bernie Ecclestone, a few years ago, was in court with charges of bribery, and he ended up not going to prison, not being charged really. He ended up having to pay a fine to essentially quash the bribery charges. So what happened was he bribed someone, and then he kind of bribed the court to not send him to jail. That's some gangster shit. Whatever you think about it, you may be appalled by that kind of thing. Oh, what a vulgar display of power. But that is some gangster shit. End of story. So it's no surprise that Bernie Ecclestone, as someone who is a billionaire and does some gangster business, would, be a fan of the gangster president of the gangster country of Russia. That's right. It's no surprise. It does surprise me. It's fine. I mean, this is some wacky business. I mean, he is old as shit, He's pushing 90, but, I mean, look at this. So, he claims, I'd stand in front of a machine gun to save Putin. Not just any gun, You're not talking about a potato gun. You're not talking about a BB gun. You're not talking about a stun gun, or even a 22 or a 38. A fucking machine gun. A rapid-firing death machine. Bernie Ecclestone will get sort of carved in half by machine gun fire for Vladmir Putin, which is, you want to talk about what you do for your friends. I don't think you can beat that right now. Anyway, he backs good guy Dictator and says storytellers made up Novichok poisoning claims in bizarre interview. Well, it does sound bizarre already, but is it really? Let's have a look. So, ex-F1 boss Bernie Ecclestone has said he would stand in front of a gunman trying to shoot Vladimir Putin because he's a good guy and that he wasn't behind the assassination attempts on the Skripals. The 88-year-old billionaire, I was about to say business head. You see that? But I didn't, right? Thinks Putin would have been too busy to have carried out the Novichok attack in Salisbury and that people were making things up. Well, we never said he did it himself. I know he's obviously a busy man. We're just saying that he may have given the okay or be complicit. We don't think, that he flew over himself and did it, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him because that's some gangster shit. Mr. Ecclestone told the Times, if someone had a machine gun and was prepared to shoot Putin, I would stand in front of him. Maybe he was drunk. I don't know. There's Bernie Ecclestone. And there's Vladimir, sipping on something that doesn't contain any poison. Why? Because he's a good guy. He's never done anything that isn't good, that isn't doing good things for people. Not a single thing, apparently. The ex-F1 boss also said he thought Putin should be running Europe and that the invasion of Crimea was just to bring Russia back together. I won't go into the whole Crimea invasion thing because everyone's forgotten about it. So, I'm just going to follow everyone else and just forget about it myself. Forget it ever happened because that's what everyone else has done. No one cares. So I don't see why I should care if you don't. It's not on me, is it? He added, I would like him running Europe. He says, we haven't got anybody, so it couldn't be any worse. He does what he says he is going to do. Well, he does, doesn't he? I am not a supporter of democracy. You need a dictator. As a dictator, you say, this is what I'm going to do. In a democracy, it gets watered down. Well, that's quite a statement. He appreciates dictators. Well, an eccentric old billionaire probably would. I don't know. I mean, yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's just say why not? Why not? We're living in lunatic times anyway as it is, so why not? It'd be a laugh. Well, for some. I do kind of have a thing about dictatorships. I do kind of think that problems with democracy is technically, you're not really voting on anything. You're just voting on someone to tell you what to do anyway. And everyone just whines about it. No one's happy. And you know, there is a reason why people say, oh, they shouldn't be given the vote. I mean, some people just fucking, well, you know, they're brainwashed idiots, aren't they? You could be one of them too. I used to be one of them. I mean, you know, I don't want you making a vote if you're a brainwashed idiot, to be honest with you. I'm not interested in your opinion. Leave it to someone else who knows what the fuck they're talking about. So maybe he's right. But the problem is, it's all very well and good. You know, I'd be a dictator, but, you know, just for a laugh, I'd install just ludicrous rules just to fuck with people. You know, nothing really bad, but just, you know, I'd build a massive statue of myself and 10 a.m. every Wednesday. You know, there'd be one in every town square, centre of the village, the city. You know, statues within, you know, 200 feet of each other, and you'd have to salute my statue at 10 a.m. every Wednesday. Why 10 a.m. every Wednesday? I don't know. Just made it up. People probably try and, people probably try and figure out why, and what's the significance. There'd be questions on Quora, you know, going, why do people have to salute Rebus's statue every Wednesday at 10 a.m.? Why? Why do they have to do that? Say, what's the significance of it? And the real reason would be, there isn't one. I'm just fucking with you, you know, because I can. I'm a dictator. I'm nuts. Just having a laugh. There's the problem, you know, the majority of dictators are just, well, they're just never appreciated that much, are they? They just don't have a good rep. It's just not a good reputation with dictatorships, is there? You know? Maybe there have been some super cool ones. I can't think of any off the top of my head. But, and technically, Putin isn't a dictator because they have elections. Sorry. But anyway, you know, he is not a supporter of democracy. So how do you just coups? He's a supporter of coups, I suppose. That's the only way you go, just get into power with an iron fist. The old school way, you know, how it's always done. You just go, I don't like that. Well, you know. Anyway, the 88-year-old was also dismissive of the fact that Russia was responsible for the Novichok poisoning in March last year in Salisbury. He said, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. That's what he said. He didn't do that. You'd be too busy worrying about that sort of thing. Storytellers make these things up. That's right, storytellers. Like Rudyard Kipling and Roald Dahl. Storytellers. Former Russian spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia were poisoned with, well, we all know what happened in Salisbury. I run into a lot of Russians, and I like to remind them, you know, just like to tell them. Dawn Sturgis, 44, died after she came into contact. Yeah, we know all this, okay. The two sides, yeah, we know. The Russian government has always denied any involvement. Yeah, we know, all right, we know all this shit, okay? Jesus Christ, he speculated over it enough every day for about 5 months. Why do you need to tell us again? It's a waste of eyes. Mr. Ecclestone is a known admirer of the Russian president, and the duo have been seen at sporting events together. I see. They were spotted deep in conversation at the Russian Grand Prix in 2014. God, they have a Grand Prix in Russia today. All right. Mr. Ecclestone previously described Putin as a first-class person. It's not the first time Mr. Ecclestone, who stood down that's not me getting it wrong. They got it wrong. It's supposed to say as the CEO, but it says at. Okay? Right, do you want to fucking sort that out, please? Okay? As the CEO of Formula One in 2017 has stirred controversy. He was previously forced to apologise when speaking in praise of Adolf Hitler, saying he was a man that he could get things done. So, I think as, you know, as a billionaire boss, an all-conquering boss, you know, someone who's used to doing things his way, running his business his way, you know, you don't really become a billionaire by, like, being too compromising, you know. It's probably no surprise that he's an admirer of people who just do things their way and get things done. I mean, there was that controversial thing with Erykah Badu a few years ago, last year or the year before, when she was saying, there's beauty in everyone, you know, everyone has good things about them, you know. Erykah Badu is just a very Earth Mother spiritual person, and whoever the interviewer was, or even Adolf Hitler, and said, well, he was an artist. He liked to draw, he liked to paint or something like that, and people were outraged. Mainly because his art was shit, I think, or maybe it's because he's Adolf Hitler, probably. But you people have said you have to, look at the efficiency of the way he did things, and you can't but go, okay, well that was quite efficient. But he's German, isn't it? So it's kind of just standard, really. Could have been anyone. It's just German efficiency, They're a very efficient bunch. Look at their football teams. Even when their football team, hasn't got any stars in it, it's not particularly, like, who's that? I mean, it's not particularly fancy football, and you don't really rate their chances. They always reach a final or two, and sometimes they fucking win it when they're not that good. A crap German is better than you, isn't it? There's some food for thought and a bizarre segue to take at the end. Probably should just leave it there. That's going to get sound bitten and used against me in a trial. Yeah, probably will. Who gives a fuck anyway? I don't care. Okay, I'm a big boy. So Bernie Ecclestone would take machine gun fire for Vladmir Putin. He loves him that much. I mean, hate him or love him, Putin can be quite amusing. I mean, you could admire the fact that he just doesn't give a fuck, and he likes being seen as the big bad guy, the gangster thug president of the world. He sort of replaced Gaddafi in that respect. Gaddafi was the world's supervillain, and now it's Putin, isn't it? And he loves it. And I think he loves denying stuff and secretly going, of course I fucking did it, you moron. Because he's a gangster president. And Bernie Ecclestone is, got away with bribery by bribing a jury, pretty much, or bribing a judge, or whatever. Bribing he paid off a lot of money. But that's about it, really.